Hey guys, what's up? I hope you're well. Welcome to a new episode. This one is going to be called The Journey to Ascension, how to get to heaven and the fifth dimension and all of that. So, this is part of the playlist, the Spirit Science. If you'd like to get the breakdown of how it starts, you can look at the previous video. So basically, how do you basically get to the fifth dimension or get to heaven, right? How do you ascend? So based on the previous video, I was speaking about supreme mathematics, right? So because of there's an order on how the universe is made, it's not just chaos. Chaos only exists when there's no clarity or there's no understanding or there's no knowledge. Chaos exists when there's confusion or unsatisfaction or no clarity, because the light is it's a component that affects the mind, because of your eyes actually see the light, so when you're able to actually see through knowledge, you're able to perceive the world differently, so as the light bearers or people who came to assist where they can, the light is what allows people to see and not be blinded, not be in chaos, to be able to see the order, the grand design of its form of the supreme, so I'm just gonna clarify a few things. Like there's illusion, then there's truth, right? Because of what I stand for is this Biko, what I'm here for. The truth, guys, the truth is a living thing. It's not an idea, it's not a one day, it's not tomorrow, it's not yesterday, it's the truth. Even before I was here, the truth was already there, based on understanding that things are as they are. Then as someone that's always seeking the truth and the true knowledge of creation and understanding that we have been gifted with so much, it's whether we are able to accept or understand the gift that we're all given, which is the gift of life. you know so yes, as we all exist, we all go through phases. I spoke about the fourth dimension and the third dimension. So in the third dimension, it's basically a space or density where it's limited based on how you're able to understand things or how you navigate through it. So if you were able to really analyze and interpret the contents of the previous video, I explain in detail the third dimension, the fourth dimension, the fifth dimension, right? So there are certain things that you can do in higher dimensions that you can't do in the third dimension, right? But because of already within you, you have potential to become, all that is. You are a whole universe, But the same way, the seed can also say it's a forest, it has go through a process, So what all the most amazing, like all the books, the holy scriptures, all the books, they try to teach us about who we are and our being and what we can become, because if it's a journey, the same way a seed can become, a plant or a tree, it must go through the process itself to become the tree so it can produce fruit, So, a lot of the elders back in the days, or the true seekers of life and knowledge, which they're able to take to where they are right now, because of some people might not be able to reach certain dimensions, not because of they're bad people, they don't deserve it, it's just that understanding dimensions and how do they work, everyone is welcome to enter, it's just that they have to be able to, unlock and let go of whatever compression or whatever densities or whatever impurities that they leave behind. Because since you are interdimensionally, you are not any of the dimensions that you were in, because life, everything, matter and material is just a container. In you, there's a divine power, supreme essence that is so amazing. You have the breath of life, so what you choose to do with your tongue or with your thoughts or with your energy, it is all you, because you have the power of creation inside of you. You can create whatever, you can destroy, you can kill, you can give life, you can heal, you can hurt, you can be a monster, and become like the celebrities of this world, promote profanity, or you can actually become your main goal and purpose of existence, to become supreme and to become a representation of the unseen, because there are other dimensions that are not easily be able to be seen, because how do you then explain, you know, the seed, that it is an entire planet on its own self? Because it has the potential to be that, but it has to go through its own stages, it has to go through generations and generations. It has to, unravel itself and unlock and, basically become purified and become better, So already all of us, we understand there's things that we know within ourselves, then there's what we experience and what we choose to accept or deny. In each moment, you're either in truth or you are in illusion, So there's a lot of illusions that happen. A lot of us are saying too many things, There's a lot of speakers. I mean, they say it's the last days because of this is the end of the cycle or the stage that you were in, depending on whether you're able to, or we went through the process, because all farmers, they understand that not you won't produce 100% yield, and all those, things that you plant, not all of them will produce fruit, depending on how much time and energy and attention you pay towards, bearing your fruit or sowing your seeds, all those things, So you as an individual, there's so much you can do multidimensionally, interdimensionally, high vibe and all of that. So how do you get to heaven exactly? So it's by shedding your old illusion of what you thought you knew, because the mind is an amazing thing. The mind exists more in the fourth dimension. We can only truly experience something, or only if the mind can accept it and conceive it. And the mind is now the sixth energy sense in your body. And that's the gateway to a lot of things. A lot of things. So that's why we can speak about ideas. But we can end up being able to have a different experience altogether just from thought. So the power of thought, the sixth sense, it's really interesting. So this power of thought, it's not a light thing. It's not just you. So how you use it, so please make sure you use your own powers responsibly. But I'm not here to force anyone. Every human being has been given free will, and any so-called authority or power can't take that away from you. But you can be deceived and you can take on beliefs that are not your own. So obviously, as you go through your own process, there are a lot of things that you have to break through. The same way the seed has to, go through its own process in the darkness with nothing else. It has to break and come out of the ground in a different form completely. So it has to destroy itself essentially to become anew with what it has within itself. And there's something that it have to let go of. There's something that it have to accept. So now, because of if you're intentional about your journey to ascension or how to get to heaven, I'm hoping that you were able to properly understand what does actually mean heaven and dimensions and all those things, because of there are certain dimensions and spaces where certain things can happen and there are certain things that they can't happen. So depending on your level of awareness or on your journey, on your stage, some of us will hear different things, will understand different ways, or might get a different message altogether. But the main takeaway is that yes, the truth, the good books, the holy scriptures, they were all guidelines for you to be able to fulfill your purpose as a being. Because yes, you get titled, you get named, you get classified, you feel certain things, so many thoughts, so many emotions that you get from everywhere. But now, in your own self, what is true, what is not true, what do you have to let go of, and what do you have to hold on to? So anything of this world already, it's of the earth, it's of dust. Everything you'll ever see, it's dust, literally. So you can make amazing stuff out of dust, it's the experience. But now, the moment you attach, the gravity locks you away and you're unable to go to other dimensions. You're not able to really evolve and go beyond that stage of your own evolution. Because heaven is really dope, and there's not just one heaven also, because with dimensions and conception, that's what I'm saying, the mind can only contain so much, but it is a gateway, So when they say in certain books that open up the gates of heaven or the seven seals, there's literally a process, there's a whole way of how things are done. There are those that know. Then obviously some people live in illusion, they don't understand how certain things happen and all those things. So one of the main barriers is that with the illusion, there's a lot of trauma, right? So you need to heal a lot. You need to dedicate a lot of time, at least once in your day or part of your week or in your lifestyle, dedicated to healing. The reason why healing is important is because of you carry that same energy or that thought or that density that is still stuck there. There's a blockage, there's no flow going through where it should be, therefore it's blocked. So even for the prana or even the energy that comes from the higher dimensions, they can't properly flow through because of those blockages, and sometimes they're unconscious. Yeah, so I'm someone that's very deep into like healing, so I'm hoping that you take time so you can heal, because once you're able to heal, now your mind gets open, so the container is able to contain more of your true essence, not what you think or your past experience, or not your cocoon. So yeah, there are some things that you need to take care of. Like there's no baggage, there's no things, because most people don't really understand, the contents of the books, because of there's who you are as a being, then there's gifts that you're given. So there's a lot of gifts that are there. You're an amazing being. Like there's nothing that you're missing. It's just how you feel or the stages that you're in. So already the transition or the transformation is not an easy thing, because of you have to become more of who you are. You need to give yourself space. Whatever is there is what it is at that point in time, and you need to be able to properly decode that, or unravel it or let it become what it is, because it has to serve you. So now, because of it's the last days, you don't have to go through all the illusion or the suffering or whatever, because in a certain state, in certain dimensions, there is no suffering, there is no pain. In heaven valley, it is a real place. It's just a dimension. And just I wouldn't say it's a state of mind. Yes, people would liken it to bliss, and emotion, but there's actually is a space we can go to, and it's not what you think, because of the mind can only perceive so much depending on where it is at that point in time. So yeah, so understanding that being on the journey of ascension, getting there, no one is holding you back from going where you want to go, but going to the fifth dimension requires a lot of deep work, shadow work, and knowledge, because without knowledge, without truth, it's only distraction and chaos, a lot of pain, a lot of discomfort, and even in the midst of that pain, if it's not allowing you to transform even more, it can only get worse, and it doesn't allow the energy flow. Then you become a vessel for other forces who are looking for a way to unlock that energy within themselves, or just be a vessel. So that's the message for this video, that okay, how do you actually go through the journey to ascend and get to heaven, right? So the densities and dimensions, you kind of have to allow certain things to happen, and you have to know what you're going through, because there's different stages, and it doesn't just end with where you are or where you think you're supposed to go, because there's thoughts, then the crown, when they in the certain books that you all know of and all those things, there is a truth there. It's just that the pure essence of it requires one to be in a certain state. That's why they speak a lot about meditation, or of understanding nature and who you are. Then there's the illusion. So the last days, I don't have to go in detail. I don't think I need references, but if you'd like us to go in detail about specific things, we can. You can comment, you can engage, you can text me directly. Yeah, I'll just leave my link to my website. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Telegram, WhatsApp, all of those things, because of I don't think we should be entertaining anything that's not worth your energy, the good use, because there's things that need to be happening that are not just about of importance or significance that you think it is right now. So if you're always existing in the lower dimensions and densities, you'll always be limited by those same energies and dimensions. So yeah, no one is saying that you have to go to heaven. No one says you have to. Well, then that means you didn't serve your whole purpose, and you're gonna be stuck in this whole loop till eternity, because there's a split going on, and those that know, those that don't. So I'm just clarifying the illusions and the densities that yeah, so as long as you are within, you tap in intuition, or you want to find out how do I, become more of what I am, because this is not just for money or for your attention and whatever, but yeah, what you put your things in, what you put your energy into, at the end of the day becomes what your shadow becomes, because everything is yours, your energy is yours, karma, everything comes 360, it's like a mirror, so obviously what you literally do in that side is what you get, because your energy is your energy. So all those people obviously are going through their own situations, they don't know how to explain it. That's now you need like healing and all of that, so I do have gemstones on my online store. I have books, like I have courses that are coming up. I can also do a few sessions there and there, but not because of I want your money or anything like that, because you can't buy this anywhere, literally, So don't think that it's just about your money, whatever. Just that because of in the third dimension, right? If you're still aware that you're in the third dimension right now, because these transmissions of energies, densities, there are things that you can be able to unlock. I'm not about illusion to glamorize and make it popular, but now I see people are talking about, hey, law of attraction, wow. So if you feel like you're missing out, you don't understand what is these things, what's really going on, because there's the actual science, there's an order. There's going to be new books coming through, astrology, the science of magic, and the science of the nature of how things work, because there's timing, there's energy. Even with the fish complex, it does speak about electromagnetism, right? So already your body, receives certain information, your mind receives certain information, and you as an individual, your soul can interpret it in different ways. So those who are already in tune in their journey, they get light codes and they can understand them and let those messages filter through to this dimension or the other dimension, So yeah, big up. I hope you well. I hope you great. If you do have any questions about how to really break out or break through all the mist of the dimensions or energies, or to unlock your being, you do have people you can access to. I'm actually around Joburg. I'm in Gauteng. I'm from South Africa. But with these devices, if you have a device or phone, you can speak, you can have a meeting, Google Meet or WhatsApp direct call, whichever you feel comfortable with, because I do understand that the illusion has got people trapped in their own thoughts. There are people that'll just be in the fourth dimension or in the third dimension, So because of I was able to properly, decode and understand the material world in the fifth dimension, that's why I can access certain things and wara wara wara. But it's not about what that thing itself, it's just about access, That's why I'm talking about ascension and heaven and wara wara wara, mana, So manifestation, all those things, like there's way to actually use your power that is within. And yeah, you have access. If you have any questions, big up. You can ask, you can shoot, you can engage. There's gonna be a lot of activities. I'm gonna be sending out invites, links, posters to sessions, engagements, events, conferences, camps, all about ways to raise your vibe. If you know me, if you don't know me, I'm all about high vibe, 40 fashion. Check out the hashtag on every social media platform. But I'm not on X though. I'm more on like, Facebook or Google and whatever. So yeah, all about making sure that you access your power and all of that. So take control, guys. I hope you are taking care of yourself and you are ready to go to the next phase. If you're not, it's fine. You can keep repeating the same loop. Can still get stuck where you are. It's okay, free will. Peace.